The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us here on show number 613. A lot of people ask, they say, hey, where can I see the past shows? Where can I see the video of the show that you're doing right now? It's simple. Just simply go to stewart.com/radio. Stewart.com/radio, or simpler yet, Radio Bill. That's the YouTube channel, Radio Bill. So let's get started as we welcome Caesar Rincon Memorial Real Estate Group. Caesar, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. It's good to be back. I was looking it up, and it's been actually 3 years.
Is it three? You know,
3
it's
years,
interesting
almost to the date. Yeah,
how the time flies. But here you are. Glad that you're here. And the interesting thing, so many things about you, Caesar. I see you around town in different settings, and a lot of times there's media personalities there. Like you remember we were there.
Yep.
And just here today, as you came into the show, it seems like everybody came out of the office and said, "Hey, how you doing, Caesar?" So let's tell people, first of all, how you got into real estate, because I think that's part of the story.
So, before real estate, which I got into 6.5, 7 years ago, I used to be in media, 20-year career in media. I worked for Univision Radio. I worked for Lotus Communications. I was general manager of a TV station. Then I started my own advertising agency. And that's how I know all the folks in media in Houston. Pretty much in every media outlet, I know somebody there. And, I consider them my friends, my peers. And jokingly, I always say, maybe one day I'll go back, because being in a media studio, in a radio studio like we are here today, it's the coolest feeling.
You're right at home,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm glad that you said that, because people hear the show and they watch TV and all these different things. But it is part of the experience of being on any kind of production is to be in the studio, because we go a lot of places in life, restaurants, our work, but it's just kind of a cool environment, I think. Yeah.
I love it. And, and the way I got into radio, actually, I was a musician and I owned a recording studio. So I had
we might be talking for an hour here. What kind of instrument do you play?
I play the drums.
So I too am a musician.
And I was yes, of course. And I was a producer as well, so audio engineer. So, we were setting up the mics and all that. I'm like, I feel right at home,
Well, you're right at home. Also, you're right at home in the real estate profession. So let's tell people. And you've been in real estate. You talk about the media career, but you've also been in real estate for a good period of time, and you're getting a lot of traction.
Yeah. So fortunately, I got into real estate at the end of 2019 is when I got licensed. And my original plan really was only to do referrals, because I love connecting people. And in real estate, of course, there's an opportunity, if you're a licensed agent, to refer people. If you need to, somebody that needs to buy a house, you refer them. And then you can share in the compensation of whatever yields from that transaction. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'll get my real estate license. And I have siblings that have been in real estate for a long time. My dad used to own a lot of real estate in Colombia. And so I said, I'll get my real estate. I'll dabble in it. I'll see what happens. And one thing led to another. With my experience in the media, I started doing some videos on social media, just kind of as a test. And the phone started ringing. And one of the things that's important is that the timing was right. So I started doing this in February actually, of 2020. And you know what happened a month later?
Oh, yeah.
And what happened a month after that was interest rates were very low, and everybody wanted to buy a house. And all of a sudden, I found myself with, and I call myself the accidental real estate agent, because I really wasn't planning on being a full-time agent. But we had so many inbound calls, people wanting to buy a house, that I just kind of rolled up my sleeves and went to work. And fortunately, with great mentors around me, with my sister, who's also an agent, we partnered up and we tag team. And with the support of the brokerage that I joined, eXp Realty, It was just incredible. It took off, and here we are 6-7 years later, to the point that I actually shut down my advertising agency. I still do some consulting here and there, but it became a full-time career for me.
Well, also, let's tell people right up front also where you are spending most of your time helping buyers and sellers. Certainly you can go all over Houston like everybody else, but where are you spending most of your time, or at least the last couple months?
So we spend a lot of time in new construction communities. Houston is very blessed if you are, if you're open to a little bit of a longer commute, depending on where you work or, ideal scenarios for you. We're very blessed with a lot of new construction availability, and you can buy some amazing homes with great incentives from builders. So I spend a lot of time in new construction. I'm also, a year ago, my wife joined me in business. She grew up here in Houston in the Memorial area, and that was kind of the birth of Memorial Real Estate Group, to focus in from the listing side, and then for the purchase side, of course, to zero in more in the Memorial Corridor. And what we call the Memorial Corridor is from downtown, where Memorial Drive starts, all the way down to Highway 6, where Memorial Drive ends, and kind of the corridor just north and south of it. So that would cover, of course, the Tanglewood area, Galleria area, the Heights, and Spring Branch, and just kind of that whole corridor all the way through the Energy Corridor. So that's kind of the primary focus. And we have team members also that have joined our group that are all over the place. So we have an agent in Pearland. We have a couple of agents in the Woodlands. We have some partners in Katy. So we cover the whole Houston metroplex. But I personally try to focus more in those areas.
Well, okay, two things. As far as this Memorial Corridor that you described, and you also talked about new construction, how much new construction is in the new Memorial Corridor, and about what are the price points of these homes?
So when I say the general Memorial Corridor, there's new construction as low as in the 400s.
Because I see your Facebook posts a lot too.
Thank you. And so there's single family homes in Spring Branch, for example. Three-story single family homes. 1,800 square feet, 15 to 1,800 square feet in the 400s, and then of course you've got multi-million-dollar homes that are being built. For $2-3 million. In my neighborhood, I live off of Wilcrest and I-10, and there's been 2 or 3 sales in the like $2.6, $2.7, $2.89 million right off of Memorial Drive and Beltway 8. And then if you move in closer, and those are all new construction, then you've got $4, $5, $6 million houses. So it's really all over the place.
So as far as what about helping buyers? Right now you're helping both sellers and buyers,
yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. About in the last month or so, are you more buyers, more sellers? What's your ratio, your current ratio?
My current ratio is probably 50-50.
That's a nice balance.
It is, yes. I love working with buyers. I love working with buyers because it's exciting for them. Guiding them through the process is not easy. Helping them, they usually have a mortgage person helping them. But then I also bounce back ideas off of that part of the transaction as well, because I'm not a loan officer, but I've worked with clients and done hundreds of loans. When an average buyer has maybe done 1 or 2, I've done 100. So we can always have conversations about what, their options are. And it's exciting for buyers to make that move. Now, one thing that I always say with buyers is you need to get off the fence, because there's a lot of buyers who are out there waiting for interest rates to drop, which, I wish I had a crystal ball. Nobody does. It's just a matter of, pulling the trigger and moving on, because the house that you thought you're thinking about today is the house that somebody else was thinking about last night. So if you delay, then you may miss out on the right house.
Well, okay, take the buyers again, and again, your recent experience. Let's say the last 10 buyers that you helped, how many of them, if any, have been cash buyers?
For me, none. None.
That's like 0%, right?
0%, yes. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not that good at math, but that's a 0.
Yeah, well, I literally have an offer out right now for a cash buyer, but that's a developer who's going to buy some land to build on. So I work with, finances. We just closed a buyer recently that had 0% down. We got them down payment assistance. They bought a house, about a $270,000 house, and she got her earnest money back at closing. So there's all kinds of possibilities.
Well, give us a quick word, too, because I mentioned I saw you on Facebook. I see you on Facebook a lot, and you mentioned your previous experience here. But give us a word about how you're using social media so successfully, because I think you seem to be very successful. Give us a bullet point or two how we could be more successful with social media.
So my approach to social media is I've got to share what's going on, out of sight, out of mind, and I have a lot of friends I know,
As we walked in,
walked in, I saw Ish. Ish is a sales manager here at iHeart, and I've known him for, 15 years, probably, maybe more.
But he knew you were in real estate.
Yes, exactly.
Right away.
And so
that's the key.
Because I don't see him on a regular basis, my job is to be in front of people kind of dripping or drizzling over their social feeds so they know that I'm in real estate. Last year, exactly a year ago, I closed a deal with a former advertising client of mine who owns clinics. And one day she called me out of the blue. I hadn't talked to her in, a year. And she calls me and says, "Hey, I want to buy a house. Can you help me?" And so
there you go.
Thank you. But what I try to do is I don't try to be so salesy, just pushing. I try to share my life as much as I can. Sometimes we're so busy I don't share everything. I feel like I don't do enough, but then I run into somebody and they say, "Hey, how was your trip to this?" or "How was your trip to that?" "How's your dinner at whatever restaurant?" And so to me, it's been very effective. And I like sharing that. I like sharing those experiences.
We're talking with Caesar Rincon, Memorial Real Estate Group. Well, Caesar, before we close this segment, what else you want people to know?
Well, the most important phrase in real estate is the best time to buy real estate was 20 years ago. And the second best time is today. Right now. Don't wait, because if you think interest rates are high right now, what if they go higher? If you think prices are high right now, what if they go higher? So don't think about it. Just do it. You're going to have to live somewhere.
Sounds good to me. Caesar, let's tell people how they can reach you, Caesar Rincon.
Very easy. I answer my cell phone directly. It's 832-202-6085. 832-202-6085. And you can also just Google, search for me, Caesar, Cesar, Rincon, Rincon, Realtor. And then you'll see my Google business reviews. You'll see all my links and stuff like that.
And Caesar, you mentioned restaurants. You go out to restaurants every now and then.
Yes.
When you order a salad, what kind of dressing do you get?
Well, some people say I overdo it because I ask for extra dressing on the side, but I always get a Caesar salad.
A Caesar salad, no doubt. And the phone number again is
832-202-6085.
Thanks, Caesar. As we continue, let's talk to Freddie Palomares. He is with Realty by AI. Freddie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for having me today.
Well, here we are. First of all, let's tell people about your company, Realty by AI.
So it's an AI company that we help real estate agents become more productive by offering solutions through AI. So it's a real estate website that I built from scratch, and it just has solutions to make real estate agents be more productive faster. The reason why I built it is because so many people were trying to use AI, but were coming to obstacles. They're trying to clone themselves, right? Where right now real estate agents are looking to be in more places at once. So instead of a real estate agent having to get dressed, learn a script, go create a video, go and go to a house, hire a videographer, shoot, tape, edit, this system is much faster because it does these things for you. So it is a tool that makes all of these things happen much quicker and easier for agents.
So you created this tool, and it sounds like as it's a tool, it sounds like it's also a systematic situation.
Yes. So, for instance, if an agent wanted to use the system, instead of going through all of the things that I just described, which will take a full day and lots of money, they could submit their photo and a copy of their voice, and then the videos are created for them.
And that's what you're doing.
And that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so also, now this is available to all real estate professionals?
This
or
is
just in your company?
This is available to real estate professionals. However, we have special deals that we are doing through RE/MAX Universal, which has 3 offices off of 290, off of 249, and our main office is in Kingwood.
Interesting. Now, as far as helping buyers and sellers, are you doing that as well?
I'm doing that on a limited basis.
Okay.
My main focus right now is really getting the AI that is available to the market, understanding it, and then sending that and making it simple for agents to use. Because the problem is the friction that's created by trying to learn everything. So I am the bridge between complicated AI, and I bridge that and make that very easy for people.
Okay, so tell me if this applies, because we've heard so much about AI for a long time, but we've really heard a lot about it recently. And recently, I'm going to say, we're really hearing about it the last 6-8 months, correct? And then even more last week, and then the week. So we're hearing so much about it. So I think if I'm a real estate professional, I'm thinking, wow, there's so many tools. This is a powerful tool. There's so many platforms and avenues. How do I use this best? Sounds like you're bringing one of the solutions. Am I right? Is this how it is?
Mine is the easiest and fastest.
Yours is probably the best?
You know why?
No,
because I've been a real estate broker.
Right.
And so the people that have created a lot of these AI systems and tools, they've never understood what real estate agents go through. And that's the biggest difference, because you can go to a lot of these companies and attempt to do what they advertise, but a lot of it is painful because it's not doing what you want it to do. And that's the problem with AI. That's the beauty and the problem, because AI is going to do exactly how you tell it. And if you don't give it good prompts or instructions, it's not going to give you the output that you really want.
Okay, so let's say I'm a real estate agent and I want to use this system. So what's the steps? What do I do? I say, hey, Freddie, I want to use it. We'll pay you, whatever. How does it work?
Bill, send me a picture of yourself.
Okay. We send it to you.
Okay, send that to me. I then create a master copy of yourself. So that is like your perfect photo of yourself. And if you want to use the exact one that you sent me, that's great. If you say, you know what, I think I want a white shirt instead, well, then we'll go ahead and change your attire. Then we take your voice and we put the voice with your photo, and we create scripts on whatever we're talking about, whether we're talking about a buyer library, a seller library. If we are promoting a listing, and we're talking about 123 Main Street for $700,000. And as the video is going on behind you, you are describing what is basically taking place in the scene behind you.
Okay, first, 2 things, but I'm not doing this. This is being done by your system.
Yes.
Once you have the essentials, the voice, the picture, right?
You're done in 5 minutes.
I'm done in 5 minutes, but then this thing is able to then be, so to speak, automated, so that when I have a listing, I say, hey, Freddie, I got a new listing. Go ahead, use my voice and my stuff. Is that kind of how it works?
That's how it works.
And sounds pretty interesting.
Sounds pretty easy.
Well, it's also easy. And then, but go back. The other thing I'm thinking of, you mentioned the term, the phrase buyer library. What is a buyer library and a seller library? What is that?
So libraries are basically like, if you have lots of clients, and instead of every time something happens in a transaction, you are sending them a short video. So the first video may say, hey, it's great to meet you at our appointment. I'm looking forward to listing your home. The next step is this. So it's basically a short 30 to 45 second video that emphasizes what just happened and what is about to happen.
How did you get this idea? And how's it going so far? How and when did you get the idea?
I got the whole AI, just get into AI idea, is because I was talking to agents and they were telling me, I was asking if they were doing like the cloning, like to recreate videos of yourself so you don't have to do it. So because you could do this in bed. And so I was asking agents how that's going for them. And every agent I talked to said, I can't do it. I can't figure it out. It's too hard. And I said, aha.
And not only that, the agent already has their hands full, as I imagine. I'm not an agent, but when I talk to agents, they have new contracts. They got a new sheet that they have to learn. They have another requirement. So how do they have time? That's where you fit in.
That's exactly right. So the issue is, as a real estate agent, you're asked to be a marketer. You're asked to be a salesperson. You're asked to understand. You're a psychologist, a therapist, a tax person, and all things of business, right? So an AI is this massive, massive second thing that is now coming. That's basically here. It's another thing to learn. I am saying, you don't need to learn it.
There you are. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, so Freddie, right now people are saying, hey, I think Freddie's onto something. How do I see, do you have samples of this on a website, or where do they see what it will actually look like, and where do they learn more?
It's at realtyby.ai.
Right there.
Yeah, realtyby.ai. That's all the information. It is really there. I'm also I was brought in just recently to RE/MAX to be the AI director there, because I am teaching agents, because there's a lot to just, it's not just cloning. There's aspects. Yeah. There's lots of aspects. So I am teaching agents how to be found on ChatGPT, right? I'm teaching them all of these strategies on how to really promote their listing, because at RE/MAX, we're not just promoting our listing to HAR and Zillow anymore. We're promoting our listings to ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. We are really opening up the door to not just market to Zillow and HAR like we've been doing the last 25 years.
We're talking with Freddie Palomares, realtyby.ai. Okay, so you know a lot of stuff here, Freddie, about AI. How do I know I'm really talking to you? Maybe you're some kind of AI. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking next level stuff. I think I'm talking to a real person, but I could be wrong.
But you could be right.
A year from now, you're going to be doing the whole human thing. Huh?
Well, it's funny because I do have friends that
pretty funny,
that I do talk to on the phone, and they go, "Is this
really you? Hey, are you for real?"
Yeah. They may give me a trick question.
Just a side note: my love life is of no interest, but that's what a girl said to me recently. She says, "Are you for real?" I said, "Well, I'm AI, like Freddie." So anyway, that said, but that makes you think of the future. I mean, you're already in the midst of this and all the complexities that you know about, and the average person may not know. But I bet at times you also say, "Hey, we got a great thing going here that we're offering people." But I bet you also say to yourself and or your associates, hey, man, what about a year or 2 years from now? This is going to be really unbelievable. Is that how it is?
Well, things are growing super fast, more faster than really anyone can. I mean, if you just type in AI in the news, things are growing like so quick. But the key is to not overwhelm yourself with AI. And I would tell any real estate agent out there, don't try to learn everything. Pick 2 or 3 things that you can master and really understand. That because it's there to save you time. That's the entire point of using AI. It's to give you your time back so that you can actually spend that time doing something that you love. Maybe your family, maybe sports, maybe it's your hobbies. Like that's where it really is supposed to help you, is to buy your time back so then you can do other things.
That sounds good. Well, Freddie Palomares, what else should we know? What haven't I asked you that you think people should know about or you want them to know about?
So I've been a real estate agent for 10 years, a broker for 6 years. I was just independent, doing my independent brokerage, doing AI tools and solutions. So now I'm with RE/MAX, and RE/MAX is really the first company I know to hire their own AI person that strictly does AI and that really teaches their agents to get ahead of it. So that's what I'm doing at RE/MAX, and we train multiple times per week about all different subjects. And I'm really proud of our agents because I can see the changes already, the small changes of growth. And so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I'm really excited when I see that.
Freddie, let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
You can reach me by my Facebook is the easiest way to reach me because I'm all over Facebook, Freddie Palomares. I'm the only Freddie Palomares out there. My telephone number is 346-814-8239. 346-814-8239.
The real Freddie Palomares. Freddie, thanks for being with us.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, it's the time of the show. Once again, we're going to talk about money. We have Chris Bonin. He is with Rate Mortgage. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're glad that you're here. And, of course, we always love talking about money. It's the lifeblood of almost every kind of business, every part of our lives. We have to have money, you have to interest rate, all these things. So let's tell people, Rate Mortgage, about your company.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been in the mortgage business probably about 23 years. Started when I was 9, so I'm 32
Wow.
here this year.
Did you have a lot of money when you were 9, by the way?
Not a whole lot, but no, it's been a great ride. I've been doing it 23 years, and we are banker, broker. And my personal slogan is, if we can put a man on the moon, we can solve a loan problem. So we look at every scenario possible in order to get somebody approved.
Well, there are a lot of mortgage companies out there. What is some of the distinctions about Rate Mortgage? Because each mortgage company or bank has a thing that they say. What is the thing that's compelling about Rate Mortgage?
Yeah, I think it starts and begins with and ends with our product. So we have over 50 banks we can broker to, and we have our own bank line. So we're able to go in and make a bank level decision and say yes to a loan, where a lot of banks will fumble or decline the loan. We're able to go in and find a home for that client.
Well, also one of the things when I think about a mortgage, I haven't applied for one in a long time, but I think it can be overwhelming. There's so many types of mortgage. Give us a few bullet points of the different mortgages or the ones that are most popular, or give us an idea of the menu that you provide, because there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, right?
Yeah, I would say today we are really focused on affordability. And I think I read a stat where over 80% of the homes bought up to this year have been below 700,000, from 0 to 700,000. So people are really looking at how much a month are they going to spend. And so we're really focused on product and program that will keep their mortgage payment as low as absolutely possible. So that being like a 2-1 buy down or a 3-1 buy down, where we actually go in and buy the interest rate down 3 full points at the beginning of the mortgage in order to help them with the first year, second year, and third year payments.
And I hate to ask this question because you probably are bombarded, but how often do you hear it, Chris? What's the rate?
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah, probably.
When you say I'm in a mortgage, what's the rate?
Yeah, has not been a fun answer to give. I would probably say 10, 15 times a day people are watching the rates. They're putting rates in Chat GPT, AI, trying to find the lowest possible interest rate. And I think what's important for people to remember is we have to look at your unique and specific situation in accordance with what rates are available to you. So based on your credit score, your debt to income ratio, how much money you're putting down, all of that criteria goes into what's today's rate.
So there's a general rate, correct me if I'm wrong, but then me as an individual and or as a family, a couple, the rate we get is going to depend on how much we make, the debt, and all those things, our credit score.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of criteria. What we like to do is give an upfront quote with the rate, with closing costs, with a monthly payment. That way, before you get out looking for a home, you know which neighborhoods to go look at.
And then credit scores. Let's talk about that, because the credit score is a reflection of a person's habits, activities. I can't think of the right word, from like day one since we've got our first credit card and started paying bills, right? What is the one mistake you see people make a lot? Is there one or several that they, when they don't have a great credit score, what are they doing wrong?
Yeah, I would say the number one rule of keeping a good credit score would be make your monthly payments on time. Never miss a payment. Even if you're making a minimum payment, make sure to get that payment in by the due date. And as long as you do that, your credit score will be fine. It's when you get behind or you start missing payments, we'll start to see that score tank.
And key word there, it sounds like, is never.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
never,
ever miss a
pay,
payment.
and pay.
Yeah.
And I think also a good thing, as children are growing up, they need to learn this early. Would you say?
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. It's been a while since I've been in elementary school, junior high, high school. I don't know if they're teaching that, but at home we need to be talking about credit, how to use it, how to apply for it. Recently I had a daughter who turned 18, and the first thing we did on her first day of being 18 was we got her a secured credit card in order to start building credit for her. She started out, got a secured card. I think she didn't have a credit score, and today, a year and a half later, she's probably above 700 on the FICO score just by making like 18 payments on time on that one credit card.
So right off, she has a great foundation. Of course, she had great advice from her dad. There you are. So now she keeps that up, and she'll grow to the 800 scale.
Correct,
as far as credit scores.
And as of right now, her dad has been the one making the payment. So eventually we'll have to transfer that over to her.
Well, wait a second. That's what you call like a hidden advantage or something.
It is, yeah.
Hey, how do we get that deal, right?
But eventually she'll have to start making that payment. So, but we have it on auto pay, so we haven't missed a payment yet. So I'd say auto pay, number one, but everything on auto pay.
Well, and I think about my grandkids too, and my son is doing well. But when I think about the grandkids at 10 and 12, hey, I tell my son, talk to him about paying bills, being financially responsible. Hey, let's get him making a couple bucks, right?
Yeah.
Step one. Go cut somebody's grass or do something. Get off the video game. Now I'm getting on a sermon here.
Yeah.
But just saying, get some money and then tell them about it early so they're not caught surprised.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of people don't know when you graduate college, that can be work history too. So
How's
you
that?
can go right into graduate, get a degree, get a credit card, and then buy a house right away once you have employment. So you don't have to have a 2-year history in order to buy a house if you have college history backing you up.
That's fascinating. But the other thing I think that would be fascinating in your position is that you get to see the financial forensics, so to speak, of the people that are applying for a loan. Is that correct? So you get to see the different profiles out there of someone that's done really well, someone had a hiccup here and there, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Caesar talked about Homes and Memorial. We'll work on $4 million bank statement loans in Memorial, and then we'll turn around the next phone call and have a first-time home buyer at $250,000 that we're helping. So, no matter where you're at on the scale, I think from a lending perspective, it's important to have a high credit score because it's going to help you either way.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers there for a second, or the idea of the numbers, in that a lot of times we're thinking, at least I am, right or wrong, thinking about a home that might be $450,000, $400,000, $500,000 maybe, and right away I'm thinking of a calculation of someone that's going to get a loan for that. Maybe they put, 10% down, 5, 20, they get the loan. But let's talk about the higher end, as you brought that up. Let's say someone's buying $1 million home. They come to you, Chris Bonin, I want to get a mortgage for this 1.5, we'll call it.
Okay, 1.5.
What does that look like as far as what is that person or family putting down in that? What are the mechanics of that?
Yeah, so I would say different options on varying loan amounts. So at 1.5, you're probably looking at, doing quick math here on the spot, I'd probably say you're looking at about 10% down. We can go.
We could always put more.
You can put more. We can go up to $3 million with only 10% down, and that's a pretty popular program right now. I know Caesar mentioned people not having a ton of cash buyers, and most people are, that are buying a $3, $4, $5 million home are probably running a business of some sort, and they don't want to bank it in the walls of their home. They'd rather have it as operating capital into their business. So a lot of times we are looking at very low down payment options. Right now with the market being a little bit down, people may want to rent their home instead of sell it based on how much they can get in today's market. So a lot of times we can go into a quick HELOC, home equity line of credit, get the 10% down out of the walls of their home. They can keep the 2.5%, 3% mortgage that they currently have, rent that property out, and then sell it at a more appropriate time.
So meanwhile, but the 1.5 loan will say, I'll put 10% down and forget my previous home for a minute. How much would a payment be, if you can think of that right offhand? How much is a payment on a $1.5 million home after I put down 10%?
10%. Yeah, I think with taxes, with insurance, so you'd be looking at a loan at 1.35. I would say probably around $13,000 would be that payment today.
Okay, I was in my mind. I'm not a mathematician, but I was thinking more $7,800. But about $13,000, but you're already including the tax in that.
Yeah. So we did recently closed a $3.2 million home with 10% down, and I think the payment was $25,000 a month. So he was buying a used car every time he made his mortgage payment, but obviously he has the money to do it. So we have to balance in today's market what's more important, cash to close, meaning down payment, or monthly payment, and how do we get to the right spot for everybody?
Well, another thing that I'm reflecting upon, we're talking about a $1.5 million. Maybe the average person's buying a $400,000 and so forth. But also, as I look out these windows and I drive around the city and am in this city for many, many years, there's a lot of high earners in this city where buying a $10 million home is not even a big deal.
Yeah.
So we're around a lot of wealth and a lot of high earners right here in this city.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, as supply materials go up, labor goes up, inflation goes up, we're seeing higher housing prices to make sure people can actually move up to a better home than they currently have. So that's why looking at our mortgage program, how do we then help them bridge that gap? And that could be with that buy down, the mortgage rate buy down of 2 or 3 years to give them a break until mortgage rates do come back down.
We're talking with Chris Bonin.
If you're looking at purchasing a home, go through the pre-qualification process first. Figure out your buying power, your monthly payments, how much money you're going to need to close to make sure that you make the right decision for you and your family. I always like to say, ready, aim, fire is better than ready, fire, aim. So I think doing the upfront work with a mortgage professional really gets you on the right track. I think we're a great company. I've got 23 years of experience. And, if you're looking for a heart surgeon, you may not want to go to one who's been in practice for 12 months. But I think experience matters in our field as far as looking at the complexity of everybody's unique situation, their finances, and how to help them achieve their goal. I think my passion is problem solving. So I love to look at unique financial situations and help people achieve the goals that they want. So it's never the same day twice. It's always a new client on the other end of the phone. How can we help? And I love to meet new people, so it's a great industry to be in. Absolutely. You can call me or text anytime at 832-334-8203. 832-334-8203.
Chris, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Appreciate you having me.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Do you only hear from your insurance rep, agent, advisor at the time of renewal? If that, well, let me tell you about the advisors at Stewart Insurance. They're there all year long to help you with your insurance needs, because all year long things are going to change. You might add a driver, subtract a driver, get a vacation home, all these things. Stewart Insurance is there to help you with your home insurance, vacant home insurance, investment properties. How about that rental insurance and the unbelievable umbrella policy? Watercraft, motorcycles, professional liability, broker, E&O, real estate brokers out there, broker, E&O insurance, cyber liability policies, commercial policies. And one of the great things about Stewart Insurance in this day of AI and all those things, you could give them a call on the phone. A person will answer, a real person will answer the phone during business hours, and they can help you and connect you with the right Stewart Insurance advisor. And once again, you could talk with your advisor all year long, ask them questions. Hey, maybe I want to modify the policy. Maybe I want to do this or that. I just recently updated all my policies with Stewart Insurance. It was a pleasurable, it was a wonderful experience. I just gave them a call at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. And you could go to stewartinsurance.com. I only mentioned some of the policies. You could see the full menu of insurance at stewartinsurance.com. It's all right there. Give them a call, talk to a real person, and get the service that you deserve. It's that easy. Now, not to be confused with Stewart Title. Stewart Title, yes, everybody knows us. Most everybody knows us. We have title insurance. And by the way, we started right here in Galveston, Texas, 130 plus years ago. We are now an international company at Stewart Title. International company, traded on the stock exchange as STC. So whether you're listening right here in Houston, Texas, and you say, hey, I want to close my transaction, I want title insurance now, it's that easy. Go to stewart.com or stewart.com and find your closest office. And you will see, certainly here in Houston, but even beyond, that we have tremendous escrow officers. We have business development people. In fact, right now, we have right here on the show, yes, hard to believe, Hope Moy is back. 2, 3, I don't know how many weeks in a row, but she's here. She develops business in a magnificent way at Stewart Title, Magnolia, and Conroe. Hope, it seems like only yesterday. Here you are again.
I feel like it was yesterday, too. I think this is 3 weeks in a row.
We're going on, exactly. So next week I'm going to say, where's Hope?
Where's Hope?
Where's Hope?
Where's Hope? I missed her.
We need hope.
You always need hope.
Exactly. Generally speaking, we do. But we need you to help us in Magnolia and Conroe. Let's tell people what you're doing over there.
Well, I am the business development officer for Stewart Title in Montgomery County. I work in the Magnolia and Conroe offices. We have several fantastic escrow officers in each of our offices. And, you know, we are rounding down. The summer is almost to an end. You know, we're ramping up for the last part of the year.
Well, and the beauty of our escrow team, not just at your location, is that they do tremendous work when it's hot, in the summer, in the fall, and when it's cold. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. They're doing tremendous work helping buyers and sellers.
All the time.
You didn't think I knew that, did you? They are. Yeah.
I'm glad that we all should know those things.
And we
Absolutely.
Do now.
But I'm going to piggyback off of what Chris said earlier when it comes to experience. Exactly. I think that holds true in the title industry as well. 130 plus years. I mean,
it's a long time.
That's a lot of experience. And I can say that very much for all of my escrow officers as well in the office. We have 50 to 60 plus years in each office, combined experience. So I think that stands for a lot. And I think that experience is what gets you to the closing table.
And a side note, too, a lot of the people, not just escrow officers, you, me, I'm coming up on, I think, 13 years at Stewart Title, Labor Day. You're at 12?
Yes.
So people that work there like the company. We're there for a long time.
We never leave.
Never. And we have escrow officers that have been there 25, I think 40. I forget who's been there the longest, but
45.
45 years. Mm-hmm. So that's tremendous. But I want to reference what you said and I said earlier too. Our company's over 130 years old. Okay, so someone might be listening and say, well, big deal, great for you. Well, what does that mean? That means, and I've had this experience, that means that if you work with a title company that doesn't have longevity, we're not the only ones, I know that doesn't have longevity, there's a lot of title companies that are here today and gone a few years from now.
Yeah.
So if you have the need of the title company 5 years from now, something comes up, that's when you're going to need the title company,
Absolutely.
not usually the week after.
Right.
And then when you go to find them, if they're not there, you can't get your answer quick. You got to go through steps. At
Yeah.
Stewart, 10 years ago, hey, I closed this property at 503 Main Street.
I need my survey.
You get it right away.
Guess what?
Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yes, we'll be there. We'll be there always. We are a great financially backed company, and I am proud to work for Stewart.
That's right. We are. A lot of people don't realize title companies. No one talks about this, but me right now. I'm saying title companies are financial institutions, like an insurance company, like a one of the financial banks and so forth.
Right.
We're rated by independent companies, AM Best, Demotech. I forget if I'm saying that right, but AM Best certainly is a company that rates financial. We get the highest of ratings, A plus, all that.
Absolutely.
So that's important to the person buying and selling, and really it's important to the realtor as well.
Absolutely, it is.
I'm going to close
Absolutely
at
it is.
Stewart. I think I need to buy some property right now. Go
yes.
to your Conroe and
You
Magnolia
should.
offices, buy a vacation home, and close over there with Juliana, who we're going to talk to in a minute.
Yeah. Hey, we've got
Stewart.
each other's
How
back
about
for
that?
sure.
Hope, let's tell people they want to reach out to you right now and close that transaction. How do they reach you? Hope Moy.
I would love to partner with you. I would love to be a resource for you. Please reach out to me anytime. My cell phone is 346-224-1908. Again, the number is 346-224-1908.
Hope, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you
In a couple weeks.
When we see you. And now, speaking of Juliana Bareford, she is right here. She knows so much about the title world in helping buyers and sellers and realtors. She has so many classes at her Kirby Grove location. It's almost another real estate school in itself. Am I right, Juliana? You're doing tremendous work over there.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I try and do 4 to 6 at least classes a month.
I mean, it's amazing that the learning center that the Stewart and closing transactions all the time, but the learning center that Kirby Grove Stewart Title has become.
Yeah, I'm having actually a new class this month in August, cybersecurity for realtors. It's a 2-hour class. It's at the end of August, but it was written just for real estate agents and what they face on a daily basis as far as being cyber safe. So I'm very excited for that. I've got Legal 1, Legal 2 contracts coming up. I've got a stucco class coming up. So all sorts of things. Oh, and then I think we're doing a company-wide foreclosure event in September. We're still working on the finishing touches for that, but that'll be all of the Stewart Title offices.
And see, just a little idea of what you just said, the sample that you gave us of the menu, so to speak, that shows you why, if you're listening right here, maybe you're in the room, you're a realtor, this is why you want to be near the Stewart Title rep, because you have these resources, these educational resources, and all those great things.
Yeah, we do, and I enjoy having classes. And we, the sales team, we share ideas and instructors so that we, if somebody has a good idea that we aren't bringing to our branch, then we collaborate. Thank you. We collaborate
And share,
and
right?
share
yeah.
and come up with some great ideas that way. So,
Well, that makes the team just even more powerful.
and cohesive, yes, very much so.
Now, a side note, let's put real estate and Stewart Title just aside for a moment, if we can.
Okay.
Your knowledge, but you know a lot about dogs. You love dogs,
I know
don't
a lot
you?
about dogs. Yes, I do.
And you know why we like to talk about dogs on this show? Because I like dogs. You like dogs. And
doesn't like
almost
dogs?
every real estate professional, they have dogs, they have 2, they have whatever. But you like them a lot.
I do. I have 5 of my own right now.
Whoa. That's like saying I have 5 children.
It is, but I think 5 dogs is a little easier and cheaper.
Than children?
I would say. I hope so anyway.
I'm thinking, I mentioned about the dog food. The nice thing about 5, you just bring a bag of food home. With kids, it's a
Costco.
little harder. Yeah. Kids,
They all eat the same thing. It's easy.
Exactly. I'm going to get 5 dogs someday. I'm down to 0 right now, but, there's hope, right?
There is hope. Hope, yes.
There-
yes. I do have to have a company come and scoop my yard, but
Well, hey, we don't need to know. Yeah, but the beauty is
I
dogs.
said it nice.
The beauty is dogs are magnificent. Realtors, everybody loves it.
Everybody loves dogs.
You know what? The best part about when realtors use social media, one of the best parts, is that they put pictures of their dogs, and a whole dog identity realtor thing happens. I could think of a few right now, but I won't mention their names. But we get to know their dogs.
We did a headshot event in my office, like right when I started, and a couple people brought their dogs.
Why don't you do it again?
I know I need to, but it was kind of interesting trying to getting them up in the elevator. A lot of them had never been on one.
Well, Juliana, you're serving tremendous areas right here in Houston. Kirby Grove, River Oaks, the Heights, all those great things. I know they want to close the real estate transaction at Kirby Grove. What should they do?
Well, you can call me at 346-561-8471. Again, that's 346-561-8471.
And when you order salad, what kind of dressing do you get?
I get balsamic vinaigrette.
What about Caesar?
I'm sorry, Caesar.
Okay, we got one for Caesar and one balsamic vinaigrette. Juliana, let's tell them how they can reach you.
346-561-8471.
Okay. Juliana, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Bill.
And now, he's back. Speaking of Caesar, he is back. Caesar Rincon Memorial Real Estate Group. Caesar, let's give people a final word and let's remind them how they can reach you.
They can reach me at 832-202-6085, 832-202-6085. And at the end of the day, it is a big decision, but it's a decision that needs to be made. So if you're ready to sell, give us a call. If you're ready to buy, give us a call. But don't hesitate because the market changes daily.
Just reach out to a tremendous real estate professional like Caesar Rincon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Phone number again, Caesar, is?
832-202-6085.
Good to see you again. And you never know what party we're going to be at, and there you are.
Likewise. Yeah.
Sounds good. Freddie Palmeiras is right back here. Freddie is ready. Realty by AI. Is it realty or reality? I get confused, Freddie.
It becomes reality.
Exactly. So, Freddie, let's tell people how they can reach you and what else you want them to know.
They can reach me at 346-814-8239. And what I want to tell people is that AI is a great tool. It's not the only tool to sell real estate, which is what I help agents do. It's great to save you time, but it's not the end of the world. So I want people to understand that while it's great to be used, there's always other avenues. I think for new agents that are coming into the real estate game, that it's really important to kind of start those steps. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help and mentor. So if they want more education, feel free to give me a call at 346-814-8239.
Sounds good, Freddie, and it's great. You have something that's AI-driven, and you're able to help real estate professionals. All they have to do is call you at
346-814-8239.
It's good to see you, Freddie. And now, Chris Bonin is back. He's given free samples of $100 bills to us all because he's in the money business. Rate mortgage. Chris, a final word. How can people reach you?
You bet. 832-334-8203. 832-334-8203.
So, Chris, all they need to do when they're ready to get in the real estate world, they want to buy, they want to get their new property, they just give you a call, and they have to get all their stuff together, right?
That's right. Yep. Noah's Ark, 2 of everything. 2 paychecks, 2 bank statements, 2 tax returns, and 2 pints of blood. And I'll be ready to help them.
When you said Noah's Ark, you were thinking about Juliana's 5,000 dogs that she has at her house.
She's going to have to eliminate 3 to get on the Ark. That's right.
Okay. Well, now that we know the rules, Chris, thanks for being with us. And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik, doing the best I can every week right here. Simply go to stewart.com/radio or Radio Bill. That's even simpler. Radio Bill, the YouTube channel. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.